Hi, thanks for spending some time with me again today. We're looking at a short solo from a very famous and wonderful piece by Igor Stravinsky called L'Histoire de Soldat. I played this when I was in college. It was great fun. Today I'm using a cornet, which is the instrument that he wanted used on this. Now, we can either play it on trumpet or on cornet. I usually play it on trumpet, but I decided to play it on cornet today, just so you can hear and see the difference. So this particular instrument is, well, many of you love it, and I do too, and I actually don't know why I don't play it more. But in any case, I'm going to play it a little bit today. So this is the Soldier's March from L'Histoire de Soldat, and I'm sorry I don't have the rest of the band with me, but we'll have to make do. See, this has kind of got a whimsical character to it. This is a play, actually. It was originally done. It was difficult to put together big productions during the war years, so they put together a traveling ensemble. If you know the piece, then you know what I'm talking about. When I performed it at Oberlin, we did it the way it was originally done, with the narrator and dancers playing the parts. So it's like a little play with a musical accompaniment. There's a tremendous amount of great music in this, and as always, if you're interested in orchestral literature or classical trumpet in general, you want to check this piece out, listen to it, listen to great performances of it. There are many. Get the score, study not only your own part, but learn the other parts, and play along with the recording if you have an opportunity to do that, because you're trying to get a sense of the whole piece, not just this part. So, or if you're not interested in playing in the orchestra, then you can play this simply as an exercise, because as many of the things in the orchestral literature prove to you when you try to play them, they're great challenges to our technique. So that's another great way to approach it. Now, I have a quick story, and I don't know whether it's true, because I didn't experience it myself, but I heard that Armando Ghitalla, one of the famous principal trumpet players of the Boston Symphony, said that when you play this piece, if you play it on cornet, then you should tongue it, which I just did. And if you play it on trumpet, then you should slur those 5 groupings of 5s. So I'm going to try that, see if it messes me up here, on C trumpet. And this is the way I normally play it. Now, of course, if you play it on a different horn, you're playing it with different fingerings. So I can easily get goofed up on this, and that felt a little uncomfortable to me, but I'll go back and we'll work on some spots. And at the beginning, I was not satisfied on either horn because I didn't find the groove. I was counting too much. I wasn't feeling the bounce. And what you encounter here is 5/8, 2/4, and then drops back into 5/8, and then 2/4, and so you have this mixed meters. The 8th note stays even throughout, and I wasn't swinging with it, so it should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 and 2 and 2. But the notes are always da 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 da. So it's da 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 da. Conducting patterns are different, and the most important thing for a performance is that you're hearing it correctly. But you also have a conductor in front of you most times, and they're going to be gesturing 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, and that can mess you up. So you have to be very, very solid in the groove. You can practice this on your own. I don't need to show you that stuff. Where most people are going to have trouble is in the quintuplets, I guess you'd call them. Now, my teacher at Oberlin, Gene Young, suggested that I practice, Arban characteristic study, number 5, I think. And I'll try and remember the beginning of it. And do it not as it's written. The way it's written is like this. I think that's the articulation. So it's da, 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 da. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, it's groups of 5, and that's why he told me to do it. This was very, very helpful, especially when you start tonguing it and you figure out what tonguing pattern to use. And so what I ended up with, and many people do it this way, is ta-ka, ta-ka, ta, ta-ka, ta-ka, ta. So it's T's and K's, but they're in groups of 5. Ta-ka, ta-ka, ta, ta-ka, ta-ka, ta, ta-ka, ta-ka, ta, ta. That's what works here for me. And by the way, I don't take Mr. Ghittalla's advice. I've always tongued this, even though for some people it's easier to tongue, and some people it's easier to slur. And we'll look at that in a second. But I want you to recognize that these 5s are something that you can practice. So if I went to the Arban, I don't remember how the whole thing goes. I don't have it memorized, and it's been many decades since I played it, but it's kind of floating around in there, as you can tell. You don't have to do something complicated like that. That could be a bridge. You could start just by doing groups of 5, maybe playing up a scale. And when it's simpler like that, then you can start working on the quality of what you're doing, both in terms of the physical grace and ease of playing. You're going to be somewhere on the spectrum with that. I wasn't totally comfortable yet, so I need to practice this a little bit. I'm going ticka 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 instead of taka taka da taka taka da da taka taka da taka taka da da. And that's what you're looking for, just easy airflow. And musically, you want to play with it, challenge yourself, play it legato as I did. Play just a sustained note, go to a legato, and then gradually start separating the notes more and more. Generally, this is a solo. You can play it however you think it should sound in terms of the details of musical expression. But sometimes conductors want specific things. This is not marked staccato, and I think it should be played in a much more fluid nature. But it's also not marked slurred. So you see there's musical decisions that are involved in this. I hope that the idea with the 5s helps you a little bit with your preparation. But I'm going to try and play it with the slurs. And that's a great exercise. Now just try that. And if you play it on a C trumpet, let me see, Ghitalla said you shouldn't do this on cornet with slurs, but I'm going to try it anyway. I've never done this before. That's kind of nice. So what I'm telling you here is there's the target, the kind of restriction. Okay, this is what you're aiming for musically, with the general expression, with things like accuracy and control, with all the possibilities that are available to you in terms of expression. But you get to play with it, you get to decide. And this is one of the few times in life where you actually get to choose for yourself exactly what you want to do, right? And that it comes from your artistic vision. So listen a lot, get different ideas, see what you can do with it, and hopefully you can have fun with this piece. And if you practice it a little bit, you should be able to sound better than I just did pretty quickly. Or maybe not, but in any case, you're going to improve your trumpet playing because you're doing something that you probably normally don't do. It's a great piece. It's not like the standard orchestral literature because it's chamber music, basically. But it's a great piece to work on just for the physical skills. So I'll let you go do that now and see you when you have a moment to join me once again. Have a great day. Bye-bye.